Hello, welcome to the Boys Only Club podcast, episode 23. This is horrible. Anyway, hi, Mom.
Hi, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yay, check out this miniature set.
Yeah.
Needs to be at least 3 times the size.
We know.
This is our first, I guess technically real guest because Parker was more of like a business meeting on camera.
It was a trickster business
Sorry
meeting.
that you came to us like this.
Guest. Thank you very much. Yeah.
We all go way back.
Yeah, we all used to work together.
We used to work together.
2 years, 3 years. Well, we've done the same podcast. We don't need to tell them how long we've been together.
But yeah, Maud, it's been almost exactly
a
1 year since
Yeah.
you and I left SourceFed because we left around the same time.
Yes, I think we're shy like maybe a week and a half, 10 days, if that.
Yeah. Oh my
Does
God.
it feel bad to leave a company on the rise and then realize later on, wow, I made a big mistake. I should have stayed with them?
I brought beer on this episode. You forgot to get it. It's getting warm over there, Steven.
You didn't grab your own
Is this a plot to get me to leave real quick?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna
scared.
have beer and a vape.
I'm scared.
See, my favorite thing about these chairs is they're so easy to get out of.
They're even hard for me. I saw some comments that were like, "Oh, at least Raina fits."
Can I show you guys a picture of James getting stuck in the chair?
Going through that in instant replay because the wonk. Oh, that's twice now. Oh no!
It's so close.
I'm sorry, I gotta show you this picture of James getting caught in the chair.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's not out of
Please
that.
send that to me so I can put it into the
Okay.
episode.
Is this what the actual airplane measurements are? Because I feel
it
like
might
they're
be.
so small now.
Might be. I don't know. I don't even know because I'm just all kinds of uncomfortable because I'm all leaned back and I have to face either of you when I'm talking, and it's kind of weird.
So how did you guys? Sorry to just burst right into this. I want to see your background
transition.
with all the SourceFed stuff. How did you first hear about SourceFed? You were an intern.
Oh, what, like in life? We're going to talk about our source
Just very
lives?
brief.
In
like,
life.
Yeah. I was an intern in 2012 for both SourceFed, SourceFed Nerd, and for Phil, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and
You're one of the few people that Phil likes.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
that's
think so.
wow.
So am I.
Yeah, he loves you.
Really?
I think so.
Oh right. Okay.
We talked about Phil again.
God, we
Every
talk
single
about Phil
episode.
every single
Yeah,
podcast.
It's so weird. Just one mention of him every single episode, and it comes organically every single time. Huh. It's terrible.
Well-
Daddy issues.
You must talk into your mic.
Dream
I
Daddy.
can't if I'm
Oh,
Dream
well, I figured
Daddy.
you'll be only talking to Maud for the.
Okay, so yeah, let's.
Hi.
Yeah, so that was it, and then I left for about a year, and then I.
Sorry, this is covering your whole face.
I know.
What did you do for the year?
I did gaming stuff at this place called.
I knew that. You told me about that.
And
And you
that's
got your
where I-
hosting experience.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where
we
I
chat a lot at
Hey!
SourceFed.
That's where I really practiced reading a prompter really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that and also researching was really where I honed in my skills there. But then after that, I
No. Oh yeah, I got my I grazed my knees.
it's so and
I'm not even gonna tell you.
Oh, wait,
how.
did you pat her on the knee?
no, I keep
No.
thinking. Dude, I keep thinking I'm hitting it because I'm so hyper conscious of it because I know exactly how it feels.
It
and
hurts
I know.
so
And we
bad.
kept making you move around and sit
Oh,
down and get up. So I just don't want to graze it at all.
Can you give us the play-by-play of what happened there?
It happened so slowly, get in a blink of an eye. So I was doing a fashion photo shoot, and there's this prominent pink wall in like Melrose Avenue. Everyone goes past it, shopping district, you know. And I'm wearing this very long dress, but the pattern's got holes all over it, and I'm wearing high heels, and I'm doing this kind of jump shot, and I need to step. So it's like this: you go big step, real far, real fast. And as I put my leg up, the heel got caught in one of the holes of the dress. So I realized quite quickly that I can't put my foot down, but I'm already heading down.
Ooh.
And in slow-mo, I could just see the cement rising up real fast. I said fast to make a point. So hands went down. Took a lot of the blow on this guy, which is why he's so big and swollen. And then, knees. And the worst part, it was that.
skidded. You could tell.
Yeah. Oh, that, and it shot through my body, and it had like quite a bit of a. You know how you have that shock?
Yeah. Because it's sharp. It's a sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
stinging
it's a zing.
pain. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I couldn't get my foot out. And so the photographer had to come over and help me out. And then as soon as I stood up, I pretty much passed out. So,
Oh, from the pain?
well, it was like, 94 between
pretty
that
high.
Tall folk
degrees.
like us don't fall gracefully. Also,
No, man, we got further to go too.
Yeah, truly.
true,
Have
it's
you?
true.
Do you still do that thing that kids do? Because I do it, where you fall and then it hits you like 2 seconds later, and then you start crying. So everybody's watching you, and you're like,
Yeah. No, I had that, and I tried to smile, but it was one of these broken kind of faces where I was just like,
Oh, no.
Oh man,
That's such a puppy sad.
and the worst part was I was like trying to get straight back into the shoot, having those foggies, like about to faint, and this girl walked past and she's like, "Oh my god, I saw that," and I'm like,
Why would they?
Why would
and
she
then
say it
what
like
was the
that?
point? What was the point?
I was like, "Yeah, I ate shit."
Why wouldn't she just be like, "Are you
you
okay?
okay?
I saw that."
I
would you
saw
just say,
that.
"I
What a
saw
jerk.
that"?
Ooh, it looked real bad.
Ew, who says that? What good does that
was.
do?
Yeah.
What good does that do
And I was like,
ever?
blood is like bubbling out of my knees.
Gross.
Yay, that was my day. How was yours? Let us know in the comments below.
God.
How was your day before this, Raina? What did you do?
I wrote a couple scripts, and I also shot a little bit, and I also did some invoices and expenses, and I
Ooh,
cleaned up
she's
my
an
taxes.
adult.
That sucks, man.
I'm actually just preparing for Japan because I'm going to be gone for about 3 weeks, so that's why
You going again?
Yes.
To see Mama?
Yes, to see
Yay.
Mama. This time I'm not going for work, even though I am going to end up working, but yeah. Actually, by the time this is out, I will already have been there.
Hajimemashite.
Rena desu, Moto desu. Wait, say your one thing.
二十歳の名前はもうです。13歳です。8年生です。
No! So, literally, that's all you can say, right? Wait, no, you can say more
Oh, no,
than
no,
that.
like, 元気ですか?
Go kink this.
Yeah.
And ice cream.
Oh, アイスクリーム大好き
Is that actually ice cream?
Yeah, I love ice cream. But the other thing that she can say, which is like the first thing that she said to me was, "Hi, my name is Maud. I'm 13. I'm in 8th grade."
Oh my god.
Because that's
I
when you
learned
learn.
it.
Yeah.
And we had to like try and reestablish that for what it was for being 24.
So what was your first impression of each other when you met each other at SourceFed?
What was that? Because we were.
Oh my gosh, mine was when we were both wearing Pokemon.
Oh,
I was wearing
so
the
remember
dress
that.
and you
It
were
was the
wearing the
same day.
leggings.
Leggings.
Yeah.
That was the first like actual connection
Yeah,
we had.
yes.
Because before we were working in different like areas. Like we were Super Panic Frenzy and you were Nerd. And
Yes.
you like wholly taken over Nerd. So by that time, we kind of were in our own island because we had our own editors, which
Yes.
is kind of the unfortunate thing about what happens when you work in like very different areas of SourceFed.
Yes.
But what's another?
I was thrown in deep there. He was like, all right, off you go. And I'm like, who's anyone? What's happening?
Yeah, I feel like you were in like once a week at first, and then more often.
I
What was it
came
for
in
you?
initially, and then I did like a half day just to see how that went down.
Yeah.
And then they gave me the job, and then we realized that there were the little fun things called visas and being legally allowed to work in this country.
I forgot how rough
I know
it
all
was.
too
That
well
was
about
5 or 6 weeks
Yeah.
of dealing with stuff because they decided that their lawyers were like, you had an invalid visa last time. And I'm like, no. No, I didn't.
what?
And I had to get a lawyer to like prove to them that
Yeah.
everything was fine. And that cost me like $800 or $900 just to say, you're wrong.
Did Discovery pay for most of the process, or
Well, they paid for the new visa. Yeah.
okay? But does that involve getting a lawyer for the visa, the new one?
When I quit, that was a fun story that no one really knows. Do you remember that? When
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember really well.
I quit 6 months before my last day.
yeah.
And I walked in, I was like, ooh, I'm done. And I remember, I walked into Jeremy's office and I was just like, so ya. And he goes, yeah, no worries. We'll let immigration know that our agreement has expired and you've got 30 days to leave the country.
Oh,
And I was like, ha. And I literally ate the words that I had said, put them back in my mouth and went, kidding. Let's pretend we didn't have this conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh
that
my
afternoon I got a
God.
lawyer and we started the paperwork for getting my new visa. And that takes 6 months to
Yeah.
do. So I went back into work every day. Sometimes we're better than others, but basically going in there, doing a job and like not really like
Not really loving
dude,
it.
Jeremy's
not really,
scary.
not loving it, but also like I knew if I was going to be there, I was going to do the job.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't like, counting down the days until it's my last one.
But in
It
a
was
way,
just
being
like,
threatened as an ultimatum to have to stay there is not the right reason. Not the right reason, but like, it doesn't make it feel good. It makes it hard.
I mean, that is true though. Like with that particular visa, I could only do that job.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
do anything on the side or earn any other money, which was really hard.
Yeah.
And like when they have to legally let immigration know. So that it wasn't like a shit move on him. It's how it works.
It's just what was happening,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. So then, of course, once it was all approved, we got stamp, everything was great. And I went and I was like, okay, now it's happening. Yeah.
It's really weird because we actually do have very similar experiences literally up until the moment we left because I, even like retrospectively still, I should have left when Super Panic Frenzy got canned because I was there not unwittingly,
Yeah,
but like.
nerd time after that seemed very like abrasively like you thrown into that mix.
Yeah, like I was given a choice.
Yeah, but okay. So from not your perspective, you were suddenly up for grabs and everyone grabbed. We all wanted you.
Well, but the problem was like
As
I
a
was
compliment.
it is, yeah. And
It was the same for me. It was the same for me at that time.
Yeah. No,
But
that's
what I mean.
exact.
But even like that alone is very much a conflict, even like among us, like my whole team got destroyed, and like I get the offers to stay, but like I watch my partner have to like fucking pack up his
Yeah, that was
desk and
rough,
stuff.
dude. That was
I'm on the
real bad.
streets right now.
Exactly. It was just like such a aggressively poorly handled
But
situation.
it's just business.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, like I am
Ouch.
grateful that I was wanted. And because of that, I was lucky enough to have a choice, and I chose Nerd. I was like, where
Yeah.
the hell else would I go?
Yeah.
Nerd makes the most sense, absolutely. Like, why not? But the problem is, I was so bitter. Like, honestly, I was bitter about all of it, that I was like, why am I doing this for all of you again now?
Well, I mean, you did everything you're supposed to do. You had benchmarks to hit, and you exceeded every expectation that was set up upon you.
Until the last month hit, and I was like, I literally can't anymore. And I pretty much, because I told Jeremy as well that I was leaving at a certain day, and then somehow I was still coming in afterwards. I was supposed to be done after VidCon, and then I kept like somehow
That's
being
Jeremy threatened you with
Right.
immigration?
No, he didn't. We just never. I kept trying to approach him and acknowledge it, but like it kind of never happened, and it kind
Because
of
it was super inconvenient.
and it was
'Cause,
like
nothing
everything was muddy.
Yeah,
so I was
dude,
just like,
I know.
I'm like, do I just stop showing up? And then that's kind of what happened.
Dude, this set sucks.
It does suck. It's so hard.
This set fucking blows.
I'm so sorry.
This is the worst set.
Bad.
Like, we have a budget.
your fault for
We
having
could do so
friends.
much better.
We don't really have a budget. Oh, good. We're good. It's in a bottle. We're good.
So who are you guys still in like contact with at SourceFed? I mean, you're working with Sam, you're working with Philip right now, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing there? That's so
Yeah, it's
interesting.
really
about
cool.
it.
So Femo's back with New Rockstars, and their programming slate's pretty impressive, and basically wanted to try and emulate a really cool, fun shows using some of the SourceFed hosts. And I volunteered big time for Game of Thrones because that's my baby, that's my love.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to be able to do it. And his setup is so good. He's actually pretty much made one of the very first interactive maps where he's built Westeros and Essos, and then he's put all the characters in there.
He's
and
done
you
this
can
himself?
Yeah, dude. And you can
Wow.
zoom in, and it's got all the characters and where they are and what their character arc progression is. It's phenomenal.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. I need that to follow.
He's a doer,
it.
man. He's
Yeah.
so hardworking. He's really,
Have they
really
just reached
great.
1 million?
Just today. Oh, wait.
Well, it's a while
Just
ago.
the other
but-
week.
But congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So are you officially part of the team there?
In a way, yeah.
Are you like a
You're
I
on
guess
their
a part-timer
talent roster.
kind of?
Yeah. So I'm doing
Cool.
that one. I think we're actually going to be doing another show coming perhaps out already with their two guys, so Femo and another guy called Eric, who does like those really intricate breakdowns, and then myself and Sam Basher.
Cool. What's
That's
the
awesome.
I haven't seen it yet. What is the content like on New Media Rockstars? Like, I mean, what do you like specifically do there? The Game of Thrones show, and then are you doing a lot of nerd news as well?
I'm not. I just do basically Game of Thrones chat. But their content is every single trailer breakdown. Like I watched the Game of Thrones episodic breakdown, and it's like 45 plus minutes. And it was like, you'll notice this opening scene, there's like different directions of wind blowing. This is a test to this
no
director who was really fond of it. And they do that so that you feel really lost and dreamlike. I'm like, what the? It's just a breeze. But it's like, there's a breakdown behind that. So I'm
Yeah.
blown away by.
And it's not just like fan theory. Like it really is what's happening. It really was what the directors were wanting to depict and show.
And little
That's
subtle
amazing.
hints, like you'll notice like the fabric was, turned up a little bit, and that's
Yeah.
indicative of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, so it's real smart content, guys. Real smart.
Well, you're in
love
good
that.
company there.
I
Yeah.
feel like I love that kind of content, but it makes me, or it prompts me to want to watch it again, because there's no way on earth I caught it the first time.
Yeah.
And even if I did catch it, there's no way I could have connected it myself. So
Ever.
Yeah.
I do a lot of this stuff because it's a form of entertainment for me, and I like to unwind. But in this one where you actually have to work so hard
Yeah,
while
you have
trying
pay
to enjoy.
attention.
Yeah.
Totally. It's hard. It's hard.
Hooey.
In the meantime, are you still doing interviews with celebrities?
Certainly am.
I have so many questions for you about that.
Guess who's a
Instagram is amazing.
Is there anything you can't talk about with the interviews you do? Like,
I mean, I have embargoes.
okay, because I was immediately going to just ask you best and worst.
Yeah, that's a big question, and I'm happy to answer those. I can give you the biggest flirt now. It just happened.
Michael Caine. Was it Michael Caine?
Oh yeah, he was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, him and Morgan Freeman were like pretty much undressing me with their words.
Really?
Yeah. Like, how do you
Yucky.
get in those pants? How do you get
Yucky.
out of them? I'm like, okay.
Oh no!
Michael
we got nothing
Keaton
to lose.
as
We're all
well.
the shit.
That's amazing.
My
So,
God.
Michael Keaton we had a really great interview and that was great. But like after the interview, he kept trying to find me. So he kept leaving his interview room where there's journalists waiting and he just wanted to keep having a chat. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Has that ever...
That was lovely.
Is it ever threatening, though?
No.
Okay.
He was just so fascinated. He goes, when you asked that, like, I really wanted to talk about this more. I basically called him sadistic, masochistic, and psychopathic. So he's just like, wow, no one's ever said that to me before. I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that either. I'm real sorry.
Wow.
But I gave another guy shit. That same interview was with Taylor Kitsch. He played Gambit in the X-Men movie and he was also in a series called Friday Night Lights. Anyway, like I had one question left. I had about 45 seconds and I wanted to know what it was like working with Michael Keaton. I just wanted a nice little soundbite, nice little answer. He goes, who's that? I've never heard of him. No idea who this guy is. And I'm like, you're in a movie with him? Yeah, you're in a movie with him. And he's like, no, I shot the movie in my basement in front of a green screen. And I went,
at least say something funny.
So yeah, right.
What was the point of it? I kind of don't understand. He was just...
And you can see when he goes, who's Michael Keaton? Who is that? And I used to see him like a little twitch in my eye like, dude, I have 40 seconds after this interview. Give me an answer, please.
Oh my God.
And then he kept going on with that and I couldn't help it. I went, mate, your breath stinks because you are talking shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Did he react well to that or was he like...
laughed.
Oh, okay. Was it like
like,
or was it like oh. So who, biggest diva him?
Hurting. No.
No. Well, I won't press any further.
Diva.
Oh my God. Well, now you got to say.
You can't react like that.
Oh, wait, let me get ready.
It's okay. I'll censor this if we have to. Just tell us.
Fuck.
Jason Statham.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of the times, and this happens with me, sometimes I'll be doing a domestic outlet, which is the American outlets, and then international, so obviously my Australian outlets. And so you've got to do 2 days back to back interviewing the same people, but it's for different outlets. So 2 different places get different content technically. He was really angry that he goes, I've seen this person before. They've come in here before. I'm talking to the same people. Why can't they use that interview for the next? And the publicist came out and was yelling at the studio publicist, but in front of 20 fellow journalists. So we're seeing this screaming match.
Oh, wow.
With Jason's personal publicist and the studio publicist. And I'm like, I could have pulled out my phone and recorded it and they would have no idea. I'm not that kind of person. I don't look for scoops. I don't look to ruin careers, even though I'm saying this whole thing right now. But it was like the most overwhelming thing ever. And of course I was there with my friend Alicia who does these as well. And she had done yesterday's and was back for today's. And she was like in 2 people's time while this whole thing was unfolding. And she's like, should I just go? It was
Don't
like,
do it anymore.
oh my God. Yeah. So that was probably the most diva moment I've ever seen.
Wait, so what, he was so mad that he had to do
that he was
2 interviews for the same company, even though it's 2 different pieces of content.
Yeah, so that's what they were saying. It's the same person working for 2 separate companies.
Yeah,
but he goes, I don't care. I've already spoken to that one person.
That's so stupid. That's not how it works at all.
Junkets aren't fun. Everyone's like, wow, you have the best time. It looks like so much fun. It's like I'm one of about 150 over 3 days in just one city. Then they've got to go all around the world. They answer the same questions.
So it's easy to find people that are nice that you're interviewing. Like everybody can put it on for a little bit.
Yeah.
But who's the person that seemed like the most real, the least intertwined with Hollywood?
Charlize Theron.
Cool.
No way.
I like
great.
That's really cool to know.
She's fantastic. She just has real conversations, real discussions.
Good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Michelle Rodriguez has a really, really great point behind it all. But they had a cameraman who was like kind of like running things and making sure everyone was on time. And he was just being real rude. And like Michelle's makeup artist was in there doing touch-ups. And this guy's like, I need you to get off set now. And he's like, I'm trying to do my job. Yeah, well, so am I. And they got really angry.
Whoa.
Anyway, Michelle Rodriguez goes, you don't have to be a dickhead. And that guy shut up.
So maybe
She's
I'm thinking now, like, you know the thing between, I guess it was supposedly Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on Twitter. Maybe that wasn't about Vin Diesel. Maybe that was about Jason Statham.
Oh no, those hate each other. Those 2 hate each other.
The Rock
it's a
and
real
Vin Diesel
thing.
actually hate each other?
Yeah, it might be more Vin Diesel over The Rock. What is he?
Well, isn't Vin Diesel a little bit less grounded? Although The Rock blamed the unsuccessfulness of, was it Baywatch, on critics? And not that it was just a bad movie? Huge Twitter.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I don't either.
But I mean,
I
I
also
think
don't
I'm
follow
one
his
of
Twitter, so I wouldn't know.
many people that don't watch it. But yeah, anyway, that's a real fun job that I do. I really enjoy it. I really love the challenge of
You
building
do really good interviews.
instant rapport.
You really do.
Truly.
Do you try to think of something that will maybe stick in their mind, like a unique type of? Because you do have a unique. interviewing style.
I just want to say something that they haven't heard before.
Yeah.
Because, and that's actually a pro and con behind that, because they're so used to regurgitating their answers that they actually have to think.
Yeah.
And sometimes
And then they panic a little bit and they're like, oh, that's a really good question. God, look. And I'm like, you've got, honestly, 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get 2-3 questions. So when they're kind of like eating up that time trying to get a good answer, you're like, ha ha ha, okay, there goes another one of my questions.
Oh my God.
Have you ever kept in contact with someone you did an interview with?
Yeah, I hung out with one last night. We had dinner. Yeah.
Cool.
I've interviewed Pearl Mackie from BBC's Doctor Who.
Oh, cool.
She was the companion. I've interviewed her a bunch of times through BBC America. And then she's just in town. And she's I saw her at Comic-Con. And she's like, give me a number, girl. You're real fun. Let's hang out. Anyway, we had dinner with a bunch of people last night. And she's just awesome.
So one more
that's so
thing.
fun.
I'm so sorry to step over anything that's happening now, but this is more of just an opportunity that I'd like to have. You drive with Acura constantly right now. So you have like a deal with the NSX, or I mean Acura. You have a deal with Acura, I guess, and then
that's what
you're
you're
able to drive
talking
the NSX. How many times have you driven it?
2017 and 2018's model.
Now,
Yeah.
if I wanted to have that car, can they give me one?
I don't think that they would ever let you in their vehicle.
So because I know there are YouTubers that are able to get like a month like a month time with a
Yes.
certain car.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's this guy I watched, Seen Through Glass. Jaguar dealership in London gave him a Jaguar SVR for a month.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean,
I've had it back home. I drove one of the new Mini Coopers for a month. But it was inconvenient because like I had another car.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I do with my
Well,
car?
I mean, and they're both
Yeah.
daily drivers, right? So it's like
What?
they're both daily drivers. Like you have a sports car and you have a daily driver.
Oh, I guess.
Like that's the trick. Like I would get a Fiat or something, and that'd be my daily
I
driver.
mean,
I
I've
like
never
that.
even thought about having more than one car.
Right,
so-
there's no need really.
You know me, I'm an A to B kind of gal. I don't need to
I'm an 8.
have a nice car to get places.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I kind of stopped realizing the point of it, honestly, after you got all your fancy cars, because I was just like, oh, like, all right, that was real fast and loud. And then,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, okay, I just want to be safe.
Well,
At the
That's
end of
fair.
the day.
Sometimes I'm like that too, honestly.
I had a test drive in one of the Teslas. Someone had one, and it was like
I don't like Teslas.
they were like, "I've got 0 to 106 seconds or 3 seconds or something ridiculous."
It's like 0. Depends on the model, but the one that I
Ooh.
drove Bernie's in Austin.
He
I tried to
let
do-
you touch that car?
I was trying to drift in it.
What the?
But there's no.
There's a lot of space. There's
But
a lot of
Benny.
space in Austin.
But yeah, we did it in the parking lot. Some guy yelled at me, but we had to. I tried to turn traction. There's no traction control. Like there's a traction control you can turn off, but it's a very brief thing, only when you're starting up the car and going forward.
Oh shit! You confused me with someone that gave a damn.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say you have to fuck with the fuse box if you want to drift in a Tesla. There you go. I actually have to stop the camera and start it again.
Yeah, that's totally fine, because this thing keeps drifting, and that's
Yeah.
why I keep my hand there. I'm like, please stop turning.
Anyway, Geek Bomb's going real well too. Thanks for asking.
How's Geek Phone going?
So good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. I think by now maybe 100,000, if not real close.
Yeah, you're blowing up, aren't you?
100,000.
Because the last time I saw you were at like, was it 20 or something?
Dude, yeah. When I started Geek
What
Bombs,
was
was
it?
like,
What was
Yeah.
the big fire that like?
SourceFed nerd, man. Yeah. They're like, what else do you do? You're an online personality now, so obviously you have another online channel. I'm like, look, I do, but it's just for fun.
Dude, that's so lame that you used the ending of SourceFed for your own personal gain.
No, it's not. It's very clever.
Also,
Thank
we
you.
all did it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, I think that's a really smart thing to do, because this is what we're realizing. People don't follow the network, they follow the talent.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like,
what we
hey,
did.
if you did enjoy this and you do want to continue what I'm doing, whoop, this is where you can find me.
Yeah, and that's what SourceFed fostered anyway.
Asshole.
No, I was making fun of myself because that's what we did.
Oh, good.
Jesus mod.
I was going to say, it's like, really?
No. I think, yeah, and then you said that, I was like, wait, no, this, and then I'm like, let's see how long this goes.
Oh, okay.
It's so awkward having to face.
Yeah.
Especially
It's
when I
like
can
you're
hear
the
the
child,
audio, like,
no
go
ice
bad when you
cream.
turn to
Yeah.
me.
What?
No ice cream daisuki.
Ice cream with ice cream denied.
Denied. Denied?
Denied. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, about the personality-based thing. SourceFed purposefully fostered that personality-based channel.
Yes.
So it's almost like, what do you expect everyone to do? Including the audience.
Yeah.
Like there's nowhere else to go, really.
But I think some people are a little bit disgruntled or disheartened that like a couple of us have like paired off and gone differently. I think like they're
Well, I mean,
wow. I was
everybody
like
was
hella
friends in the
deep.
office, but there were like cliques.
For sure.
Like everybody's
For sure.
their own, so
That's
it's
just life.
and it's
There's no
impossible,
way.
dude. It's impossible to stay in contact with everybody.
And there's so many of
No
us.
matter how much, like, I love everybody from SourceFed. It is so hard to keep in track. Like, I'm so disappointed I missed Zach's birthday the other night.
Oh, yeah, I was in
yeah.
Comic-Con.
And you missed Audrey's birthday too.
I was in Louisiana.
Yeah, you can
Everyone
go.
missed my birthday.
You didn't invite me.
Oh, well,
I invited everyone at SourceFed.
Oh, that's right. I saw it and I was like,
I have a confession to make.
No one came.
Really?
Nope.
No fucking way.
I would have come.
Sam nearly came, but he pulled out like an hour
Was
or
it
two
at
beforehand.
where was it?
At my house.
Oh.
Well, I have a confession to make. I have been off of Facebook for 3 years because because I got a little bit weird about like my real life and my Raina Scully official page
Yeah.
because it got hacked when I was at
Ew.
SourceFed. Yeah. So after that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to. It's kind of toxic anyway, and
Yeah.
the way I was using it was toxic. So I was like, I
You're
don't.
just talking shit all day on every, like...
I fall into rabbit holes. I like look up stuff and then I keep digging and I keep digging. And
okay.
I do that kind of thing even on Wikipedia. Like it's like something is highlighted, I click on that.
Yeah,
something's
yeah.
It's the same concept. So
That's
I
just
know
the
that about
internet,
me.
man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like totally just into that. So I was like, you know, Facebook isn't really good. It was also kind of depressing me. So I stopped using it for 3 years. I realized I don't get invited to anything, but I do because everybody invites everyone on
Facebook.
But like I've literally not logged on in so long. Or I logged on to like change my passwords because I go through waves of changing all my passwords. But
Good, smart.
But other than that, it's like I'm 6 months apart every single time I log in, and I'm like, maybe I
here
should
are all the
start.
things I missed.
How many
know.
messages do you get when you log on?
It's in the thousands, but every time I log on, since I changed my password, everything gets updated, so it goes back to 0. But every 6 months, it's like
Wow.
God.
Yeah, if I could let go of one, it would be Facebook for sure.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I specifically chose it.
Yeah.
yeah. But I think I need to go back on it because I'm way too cut off from the world now. Like I'm noticing that. Like I go to Audrey's stuff because she texts me and she calls me, and like I go to like Amanda's stuff because she texts me and she calls me, you know. And then I'm like, that's not up to everyone else.
But
It's not.
have you noticed that
my
like
bad.
the way that we use communication is almost through social media? Like I have more people DMing me in Twitter and on Instagram than they're using text message.
Yeah, it's true. I find that so annoying because I don't operate that way. For me, if I gave you my personal mobile number, that is where I think if it's like a really important communication, we should be doing it there.
Yes.
Because Twitter, it's also 2 degrees of separation. You don't just open Twitter. You have to go into your DMs and then you have to look for the person.
Yes.
I feel like that's far enough away where that's not where business should be conducted. Or personal things.
If I called you,
Yeah.
would you pick up the phone?
Yeah, because I know you.
If I FaceTimed you, would you answer?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you are
Not FaceTime anybody.
you are
ever.
still better than most people with actually answering a phone call. I've actually seen people have a call and they're like, why are they calling me?
No.
Text. Why don't you just text? Why don't you text, freak? No
Honestly,
one
I
calls.
prefer calling.
Same.
Well, it
prefer
depends on the
calling, too.
moment because sometimes I'll be like in some shit.
Well, you're busy. Like, let's say you're in a meeting, but you have to tell me that you're running late because you're in the meeting. You're going to text me.
Yep.
But to make sure that I got that message, you're going to call me. That's how I do
think
it.
that's my thing. Like sometimes I'm just in a mood to call. Like my best friends, I will FaceTime because I want to see them. And half the time they're like, "Oh, I can't. Oh, I don't look good." And it's like, oh, okay. But with phone calls, I am so apprehensive. Unless we've been texting back and forth and we need to finalize a particular detail, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a little bit of I don't have 4 minutes to wait for a response, then I will call. But I think that's the only appropriate way to do it now.
Oh, like text first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I noticed that too because when we were doing lawyer talks, I thought you were going to give me an email, but instead you gave me a phone number. And I said, that's awkward if I suddenly call. And he was like, that's why you text. And I was like, oh, like it is that culture now. Like, because
Yeah.
it's a lawyer. So I was like, business wise, I introduce myself, I meet you, and then I call
Oh, I
you.
hate that term.
Is what I thought.
Anytime somebody emails me and says, "Hey,
Nice to
Steven, nice to
e-meet
meet you,"
you.
delete immediately. I don't care what this says.
was
$50,000 brand deal. Fuck
I was
it.
only using it to describe it because you guys obviously know what
I
I'm
get
talking
it.
about.
No, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Yeah, but like I figured that would be the right way to go about it. But it really is like to make the other person feel comfortable. You want to text them. You want to like ease into it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, do we need to call to confirm though? And then I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so weird
But-
though.
But what makes a call so much more abrasive than a text? Like to call that calling
because you
that lawyer
don't get
would-
a second to think about your thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like,
and it's the first time.
They're
That
kind of
makes
catching
sense.
you off guard, I guess.
Yeah.
But what do you have to hide?
I mean, it's basically. I mean, it's not the new.
man, I remember when I had to, if I was dating someone and it was all new, I had to call their home phone number.
Yeah.
And
You
their
had to
parents
you had
would
to use
answer.
yeah, I remember that. You had to use the phone that had the little circles
The
in it. You had to
dialy
dial,
phone?
and then
Yeah, I had one of those when I was a little kid.
I mean, yeah, I've used one of those when I was a little kid.
But
Not the
like
thing.
now it's like you're a really good friend of mine. You won't answer a phone call with me, but it's like
Yeah.
I spoke to these people's mums for 5 minutes before they let me talk to their son.
Totally.
Come on, harden up.
Wow, it really is a different world because I totally did that too. And I was always nervous when like they would pick up, when a sibling or a mom or a dad would pick up. I always had like a speech ready.
Hi, is John there?
It's Rena. Yeah, always. You have like a thing ready to say to the parents, or you
Hello,
have something
Mr.
else to
Smith.
say, like if it's a sibling and and maybe they're like a little bit attractive, You're like,
right.
your sibling is a little attractive.
No,
Stoking
no,
the
Oh my
fire.
god! When I have to call my brother or sister, and
I
they're
don't
really like.
even have siblings. I'm an only child.
You can have one of my brothers.
What?
You can have one of my brothers.
I mean, I am married.
I thought you were an
but-
only child.
I've got 2 older brothers. 2.
And no sisters.
No sisters.
What was that household like?
I got beat up a lot.
Yeah, that's
So it made you tougher, right? So
Yes.
that's a that's a huge thing that probably is a lot to unpack. So I probably won't talk much about it.
You're an only child as well?
No. I was talking about like.
You didn't know?
No, you are an only child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
No, wait. You both don't know that?
You thought he had siblings?
No, I said you're an only child though, and you said no, and then
That's
you
why
said
I
what?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh my god,
Honestly,
this.
I'm nicked out right now. I had too much smoking.
See, okay, you get why I said what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he
thank
goes,
you.
of course I'm an only child, and
No,
that's
I'm
why
on the
like,
page
what?
too. Miscommunication only on my part. Thank you guys.
Can I just have sidebar for a second? All right, I'm so happy that you're here because oftentimes we have these kinds of weird conversations, and I have to. My brain can't let it go, so I have to stop it, and I go, what?
Yeah, what
But
is
then
happening?
It's too late. The
I'm
ship's
thinking about too
already
many things
going.
all
at
It's
once.
already gone.
No,
It
no.
never returns, and I'm just staring at the camera like, what just happened? So thank you.
Welcome.
It matters. Yeah.
I'll stop.
Thank you. But anyway.
Oh
It's a
no,
lot
I
to
was just going
unpack.
to talk about like early like childhood developmental growth and struggling during it, and
What?
then making you a stronger person. But
Can I have
it's,
your beer?
of course,
You're not drinking it.
no, I'm vaping. I should not do this anymore.
Kids, don't vape. Just drink.
Babe, it's not good for you.
It's not. I mean, what are the negative health effects of nicotine?
It's addictive, and I mean, what,
I feel like it's
is
been
it
linked
good
to
for your heart.
Is it kidney or prostate cancer? It's been linked to.
Oh, probably both.
All the cancers.
All of them, yeah. All the diseases.
Nicotine
I'm not
is
gonna do it
an
anymore.
addictive drug, dude.
Yeah, and it's very clearly addictive because you used to.
Actually, so this
just
can be.
fuck a little
This
bit.
is a depressant.
Yeah, I mean,
So is this?
What's really
Oh no,
worse?
this is an upper. isn't it?
Stimulant?
Yeah, it's a stimulant. Nicotine's a stimulant.
Gross.
But it adds like volumetric lighting when I do that.
Oh, that's what we're going for. Keep doing it then.
So what are your guys' 2-year plans?
2-year plan. I guess
After
I get kicked out at the end of next year.
Oh, really? Okay, so
no
that
way.
whole process like
What?
Every time, and I've had people say this, what's the end goal? What's your dream job? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I'm like, I see myself until the end of my visa.
Yeah.
So I've never really been able to project like goals and do any kind of things that are leading to a long-term solution of where I want to be.
and when you got the visa, you had to provide accolades, I guess.
Yeah. You have to prove you're famous and you're the only person that can do
That can
what
do
you
your
do.
job, yeah.
Yeah.
And you went to
It's an
college, right?
extraordinary alien. Hell no, I did not.
Okay, so
Wait,
that's a
what did you
huge issue. I guess there's a big thing with visas where they ask you immediately. I mean, we talked to several lawyers, and they're like, "Did you go to college?" No. Cool. So there's not a good chance. And also, if a lawyer loses a visa battle, that goes on their like record. So they want to go into
Yeah.
it thinking that
They will
win
do
for
yeah,
sure.
they will decline you as a client before they vouch.
Wow, so
Yeah.
they're really selective about who they think will probably make it in. Interesting.
Yeah, we're fucked on this. I mean, we're not fucked on this KIP situation. Like, we're just, it's such a struggle all the time just to figure that out.
Is it harder now?
You've already got a husband as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And even if you get married, it's still a long time until you're allowed
Oh,
into
it's
the country.
bad. So I have a guy, he's gay, and he married an American woman to stay in the
Oh,
country.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she's like so manipulative and psychotic, and she's basically making his life hell.
Oh, no.
And that's been going on for 7 years.
What?
'Cause-
And I think they're only starting to just get in the clear now.
Is he the one who came here, or is it her?
No, he
So
Yeah.
he's the one that makes her life a living hell?
no, she makes his life a living hell. I gave you
yeah, because you have the power in that
Yeah,
situation.
you can hold it over their head.
So what does she make him do? Like
Yes.
she increases rent by double or something, and then
Oh no, she made him pay rent while she Airbnb'd his room.
Oh God, that is so bad. I feel like you could fight that, but he can't because he's
No.
illegal
So
otherwise,
she
yeah.
Airbnb-
Because she'd be like, I'll just say that we're not really married.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
did she
I couldn't
Airbnb
do
his room
anything.
while like he was away or something?
It happened for a bit and then she just never stopped. But he's
so
paying
he,
rent.
so he had to go back and was like,
Wow.
"Hey, there's somebody in my room.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't right."
yeah.
So she was like, "Well, find another place."
Yep.
But he can't because he is here. Oh no, he has a visa, so he could easily find another place. But then
No, it's a marriage visa. You have to prove that you're with them.
So
like,
what's
under,
keeping her
like,
on?
love.
What's keeping him on that visa? Like, why would she continue that if she clearly doesn't want to?
Once their green card's all good, it doesn't matter what happens to the relationship afterwards. Once you've been given the okay, you're fine.
So he's
Yeah.
fine to go, do his own
He's
thing.
waiting.
I think it's just about to, after 7
Yikes.
years
That's
of turmoil,
terrible.
he's finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Even if you get someone
Yikes.
pregnant when you have a visa, or no, when you don't have a visa, like it's still such a process. You can't just move into the country you want to be in right away.
Yes, no,
It's
exactly.
like a 6-month process at least.
If your baby is born in this country, they're an American citizen,
Mm-hmm.
technically, but they can stay while you get kicked out.
Yeah.
Have there been? Is it more detrimental now to try to get a visa than it used to be with the previous?
That's what I was
Cabinet?
going to ask. If it's harder now, like
It
legitimately.
is, and Australia's now cracked down as well as almost like a repercussion.
reaction.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, which is so strange. But I used sort of like the last 7 months to see how shit things would get with Trump, because that was a big deterrent for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only getting better, right? Oh wait.
Well,
I mean, I guess the transgender ban was how many days ago now? It's going to be like a month by the time this
like
is
3
out.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the? Oh, sorry to go into that. What's like the point of that? Because
They're saying the medical costs were just too high.
But it's so
There-
minimal.
I mean,
It's like
supposedly.
8.2 million, and apparently it's like 81 plus $1 million to provide vets and serving
well,
people
take it out
with,
education.
care.
with Viagra.
What? I thought it was just care, like not preventative.
The costs for
Vets
Viagra
need to be fucking.
oh my
is 10
God.
times the cost to have trans soldiers. Yeah.
Okay.
So you really have to weigh the two options, like old men fucking, or allow people to do what they want.
Everyone's under
my
the
God.
misconception that Viagra is just for old men. Yeah, sure, like the older men get, the
Younger people
harder,
get erectile
the harder it
dysfunction.
is to
Use it?
get hard,
Yeah.
the harder it's not. Anyway,
Sometimes
let's not
I
talk
have a
about
little
that.
bit of erectile dysfunction.
Cool.
if
That's.
I'm-
Great.
Did you not notice? I said, "All right, let's not talk about that," hoping that you wouldn't have a personal story about it, and you do.
You have
It's like
no
every
chance.
time I try to fuck,
You have
it's
no
like
chance.
just a swelling mulch.
Ew! Oh my God! Why do you have to be
Swelling
mulch? Why that?
That's like we've had this
descriptive-
discussion about you never call a lady part a swamp
Yeah,
or
you don't-
swampy.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
you
call
just
it nasty things. It's not akin to like gross ickiness. Don't. It's not. You just think you're icky.
I think that I'm icky.
Swelling
Do I like being
mulch
icky. Yeah, I guess
means
that's what it is.
swamp.
Described it yourself as a swollen mulch. That's me.
A swollen mulch. Mulch wouldn't even be a good word for that because mulch is like what you put on fucking.
dirty.
Oh no, I got a visual and it ain't fun. It's not fun.
It's just all
God,
kinds
guys.
of gross,
Anyway,
icky, and sloppy.
so life post SourceFed,
Yeah.
which is pretty much the title of this video.
It is.
Bringing it back. You're welcome, guys.
Thank
Thanks for having me
you.
as a guest. You feel pretty good about it all?
Well,
A
yeah.
plus, happy.
I have no time to feel anything.
Yeah, there's definitely no time.
I think that's probably what it's like for all of us, right? There's just no time to think. Do you guys, if you're not busy, do you get weird?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get super weird.
I'm starting to have to pencil in blocks to try and play video games, and
Ever
it's
thought about
still
having an
not.
assistant?
I kind of do. With
Yeah.
Geek Bomb stuff only, and like
makes
taking
sense.
care of Patreon
Yeah.
stuff, because there's quite a few of you guys. Thank you so much. You're helping run Geek Bomb, which is really, really nice. But in terms of maybe it's my ego, but I mean, I don't want someone to help me do the things in my life. Like if it's my life, I should be able to do it, you know?
yeah. I kind
Like
of
I
felt
should-
the
That's what I
same
think too, and then
way.
I don't do it. And I'm like, wow, I need an assistant every single time.
You are also insanely overbooked. I mean, I know why you want an assistant, especially because you have an office where you manage a lot of different people at the same time.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like that's different. Like I would never get an assistant
How much would an
unless
assistant even cost?
you have to pay them like a regular
$15 an
salary.
hour.
Yeah, $15 an hour. Someone would do it for that.
Yeah.
That's not a bad price. Honestly, I might just.
It's actually really good. I did research into that because when I got my assistant, I was like, how much do I pay them? So I was like, well, what does like a retail assistant get?
What
Like
jobs
if you're
does that
working, if
entail?
you're working in a store, they get paid something like $6 or $7 an hour.
Yeah.
And the manager gets paid $15 an hour. So if you're an assistant, if you're my assistant, you get paid the same retail wage as a manager of a store.
And
Isn't
you don't have
that
to deal
weird?
with bullshit.
Nah.
Yeah, I did retail like for so long of my life, so it's
So
the
did
worst.
I.
Yeah.
Surf shop.
It's the
You
worst.
would.
Oh my god, of course you would.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I used to work at Gap, Express, Piercing Pagoda, Victoria's Secret for a short while.
Woo!
What else
Well,
did
that
I
was
do?
right in the mic. Sorry, guys.
I don't know. I worked so many different jobs. It was awful.
Good on you though. I'm so sick. That's who I was talking to about it. You're right there. I was about
What,
to
that I never
bitch
had a job
about
before?
you. Yeah.
Please do. Maybe.
I was like, I'm so sick of these young kids that like just started this
money
business
off
and
of
they've
Minecraft.
never had a real fucking job.
Where you have to answer to a manager
and
that's
you're a
up your
part of a
butt.
team.
Yeah.
And you are doing all the shit medial tasks, but you're also developing like a customer relationship where, you know, you've got to fake it till you make it almost.
absolutely.
I learned so much from doing all those small jobs from when I was 14 and 9 months. As soon as I could get a job, I got a job.
Me too.
Meanwhile,
Me too.
No.
that's not true though.
You know what? I had good parents. They taught me a lot.
You know what? They really did. Cause,
Whoa. Are you trying to say because I went to work early, my parents were shit?
No, I'm saying that I had good parents that taught me how to deal with situations, and they taught me how to like
Same.
right from wrong.
Same.
So, no, but I'm saying
done it all.
I may not have had like a job from the start, but like my parents made me a good person. So I think that counteracts me not having a.
It
How
doesn't
was it?
completely counteract, but I will say this: for someone that had your career path, you are definitely, in my opinion, like the most put together.
Well, I've always.
You're a hard worker.
I've always worked hard at everything
Yeah.
I wanted
And
to
it's
do, and
worth
that's from a
it.
young age. Like I would just spend all day reading screenplays, and this is in school, and then I'd come home and I'd edit fucking Halo montages because that's how I'd make money. People would pay me like $100 in a week to make a montage, and I'd do that,
Yeah.
and then eventually that translated or turned into animations, and then I would work.
But do you know
nonstop.
how few people would do that? And you know, I've experienced this firsthand where maybe it's a millennial thing, whatever it is, but these parents, and I don't like blaming parents, but the whole thing about parenting this time is
always blame parents.
you can do anything. You can be anything
That's
you
been
want.
always. That's always.
Right?
But
you can do whatever you want. If you think it, you can do it. And the only problem is people are sitting here going, well, I want to here. And they don't realize what you have to do to get there. They just directly want there and they don't know how to work to get it.
And then they're discouraged, and it makes them not do it because that is such a real thing to like realize. When that reality sets in too late in your lifetime, and it might even be like post-college or so, when you realize like, oh, you dreamt a little bit too big and all of your steps don't quite make sense, it is extremely discouraging, and that's also a very
Well, Oprah got
specific-
famous at age 40, right? She got fired from a job, and then
Who?
Oprah then became
became
Oprah,
Oprah,
at
yeah.
age like 40. I swear.
Wow. Was it
Or
really
maybe it wasn't age
40?
40, but like she hit not rock bottom, but she wasn't like she was basically on our level.
That's like Ellen as well. She had her own series, came out as gay. Everyone
Yeah.
dropped it. I didn't work for like 10 years, I think. Maybe
Wow.
six or 10 years, yeah. And then
these
got her own
powerful
show.
ladies.
But what I'm trying to say is you got to learn to have, is it bilateral thinking? Where instead of going from here's the thought, here's the product, how else you can get there. So thinking outside the box. You got to learn to do that. You got to learn to take initiative instead of waiting to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Think about what you could be doing and then just work on it.
And once you see that it can snowball, you have to figure out what do I make time for, what don't I?
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest thing right now. Is
But you
figuring
got to
out-
be willing to work hard and work smart even.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
people
sometimes it's
struggle
not
with
about how
that.
hard you work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also kind of think not everyone, people need to stop feeling sorry for themselves.
For
because
sure.
that is a
Literally
really big
every
factor.
podcast we do is us feeling sorry for how busy we are. Always.
I know, but
it's
I
so
mean,
good.
It's true. All we're doing is complaining about it. But I'm not sorry for me. I'm just busy.
True.
Yeah.
You know,
It's more of just venting.
I'm just
That is a
simply busy.
factual thing. Yeah. When you only have so many hours in the day, something's got to give.
Yeah.
And usually
been
it's
rough.
sanity a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been
Put
it's been
that
funny
down.
I
You're
know.
like the kid in the corner of the party that's just like, you want to hit? And when someone says no,
He's not
you have
even high.
you have no idea what else to talk about because your one line is gone.
My one line. I am not good at parties at all.
Yeah.
I never go to a party where I don't know anybody,
bullshit.
or even if I know one person. Yeah.
I don't like it. I know. I think people get so confused by the fact where I'm like, if I had a choice to hang out with a large group of people or to stay in, I would choose stay in every time.
Me
But
too.
if I'm going to take that decision to be out and be social, I'm not going to. Yeah, and everyone has it, but you're like, oh God, I don't really know anyone. Oh, my palms are sweaty. Oh, this is like kind of full on for me. I don't let that own my space. I'm like, I've made that decision. I think what helped for me is like I realized whatever I'm feeling and whatever is happening and I'm freaking out, that's happening to every single other person in the room. And whatever they're waiting, they're like, God, I just wish someone would just come up and talk to me and break the ice because I don't know what to say. So if you're all doing that and then you're the person that just does it, everything's fine.
Yeah.
I always just
it's
remember
true.
how I feel afterwards too, because I always regret going into it, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, that was
I
really
had the
great.
best time.
not bad, yeah.
I know. It's like that anticipation, almost like anxiety going in, going, oh God, it just feels so much easier not to do it. But yeah, you feel like you've made better friends or you've had like a really, really good time. And it sucks, but being social is a huge part of life, really.
It really is. It's not even easy because, like, I think Audrey's party was the most recent thing that recent
guys did
social
arts and
gathering that
crafts.
was huge. It was so much fun. We made face masks out of like little paper giraffe things, and mine was gorgeous, way better than Chris's. Whatever.
Oh, Chris was there. That's
Chris was there, and
I
he
love
made a
Chris.
fucking giraffe too, and he was all like, "Mine's gonna be better than yours," and I was like,
He's a little
And I was like,
trash
why are you making
talker.
this a
I love
competition?
it.
I don't.
He's
think
got
so.
sass.
I know, and he,
perhaps too much.
perhaps too much.
Well, I just
But,
never know when
yeah,
he's
it was
joking
fun.
because his joking face and his serious face is the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. You don't know.
So I wait a second for him to be like, and when he doesn't, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he does have like an upper lip thing. He does kind of snort out of
Yeah.
it a little to
Yeah,
be like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was a joke. I can't keep it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw, he's like my little brother.
Cut to it, Chris.
A weird, awkward picture of Chris. I'll make sure there's one inside there.
Oh, I wish we had that clip from SourceFed. Or was that Zach? Oh, that's Zach. You remember that? Oh, no, you weren't there because you quit.
Yeah.
And you weren't there
Thanks.
because you quit too.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I
Yeah,
just
like the
realized
all lady nerds bailed at like the same time.
Yeah.
after
Bye.
the whole
Bye.
immigration threatening thing, you still did the podcast with Jeremy.
What do you mean?
When Jeremy was like, "Well, I guess you're going to be out of the country in 30 days," you still went on Boys and I because we were just on a podcast
I'm
together.
friends with Jeremy.
So you didn't hold any animosity towards him?
I
or-
told you
That,
that
he was just doing his job.
that's literally what he
Yeah.
has to do. He's like almost warning me. He's like, all right, if you want to
yeah.
leave, that's absolutely fine. But if you do, I have to let immigration know
Oh,
because
okay.
your contract is tied to this company.
Yeah.
And when we sever your agreement, then immigration is going to let you have 30 days
Oh, wow.
to find a new job or leave the country.
And,
And
it does
that's
serve a purpose too. Like he obviously wanted her to stay. Like it kind
Yeah.
of is
Yeah.
a
Makes
cool-
sense.
Jeremy and I are tight. He's in D&D, man. F&F, Funches and Flagons. He's on board for
Yeah,
that.
that's what was confusing about that for me. I thought you guys like were at
No,
odds.
I'm trying to say the system in America
Yeah.
is real harsh.
Yeah.
And he just had to deliver a harsh truth.
So
But
what do you think changes? What kind of changes need to be made to the visa program? Because I know mine just let
Program.
Kib in. That's the only change that I want. Is
Just
Kib
let him in. Let Kib in. Let
Yeah.
Kib in.
I mean, no, that's not true at all. I wish it was easier, but
It needs to be difficult.
because you can't
It
choose where
needs
you're
to be
born.
difficult, yeah.
You can't choose where you're born.
It's not fair.
And you know what? I am so grateful to be born in Australia.
Yeah.
With a whole family that loves me and where I'm not escaping war, where I'm not in the middle of famine, like I ain't going to complain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like when they had the cut down and it was like everyone in these particular countries can't get let back in, even if they have a valid green card or visa, that's some
disgusting.
horse shit.
It
They
is.
got approved and then it was taken. It's like, yeah,
Oh yeah, with that ban, yeah.
that's just.
They changed that, right? Like that's different.
The
now?
ACLU, is that what it's called?
Oh, I think
I
I think
don't
you're
know.
thinking of the ice bucket challenge.
Nope, definitely not. They basically do American like civil cases for human rights.
Oh, and they
So every time they try to bring in a law that is actually debasing human rights, they come in and go, no.
So there is like regulation going on where.
Yeah, well, if you go through a process and pay a bunch of money to be approved, and then that's taken away for like,
yeah.
oh, well, we're changing something. It's like you can't do that.
Yeah, under the premise that you already went through.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't be fair. I'm not a citizen either. I'm a permanent resident. And Mike and I don't know what to do. Like, because we're not a fan of Trump either. My whole family freaked the fuck out when he became president. They freaked
Yeah,
out.
my mom told me to never tweet a bad thing about him, and I did one recently.
Oh, no,
but
did
I've,
you
I've done a
really?
couple.
I don't even do that.
Yeah,
and
I've done
I'm
a
like
couple.
Far from.
Well, I just want people to like, what kind of person is Maud? Someone that doesn't take this shit.
yes,
you know?
yes. Yeah, it is important. Yeah.
But yeah, like they scrutinize your social media.
Yeah.
So if they're like, oh, you don't like our president? Well, bye bye.
Yikes.
wow,
Maybe that's right.
they really do that?
They have done that.
Yikes,
Yes.
that's horrifying.
That's nuts.
And even if it's a joke, it's hard to.
But that's a dictatorship. That is like, you cannot do that in a democracy.
you can't do that in a country
I have an
where you say
opinion.
freedom,
Yeah.
freedom of speech. You
All
can't
I'm
do
doing
that.
is I'm having freedom of speech is like more of a journalistic integrity kind of thing. But in
that
this,
is true.
and I think that with everyone
know,
having an opinion
I was
now,
gonna say, but if you're like verified on Twitter, and I know that that doesn't sound that important, but like being a public figure though, that does have a platform that
yes, you have
you can speak
persuasion.
on.
Yeah,
of course you
and
do. Like,
influence.
Even
Yeah.
us, like at SourceFed, I remember we were specifically taught like. You are always going to be given a list of things you can and cannot say because
Yes.
you're representing blah blah
Yes.
blah, and
Yes.
you have an audience. So.
My Gig Bomb contributors, I've had a real talk about them
Yeah.
saying treat your Twitter like it's your resume.
Exactly.
Put your best foot forward. Don't use it to vent Don't use it to subtweet. Don't use it to start shit. Like
Oh my God, what is subtweeting?
when
Like,
you're
I mean,
talking
I know what it is.
about someone, but not.
But not
don't-
tagging them? It's like so. That's
Oh.
what is this, middle school?
If I'm going to bring a beer to the podcast, just try and drink it maybe. But like
my
I'm tweeting it to everyone. I'm using that example because Raina
that's
can't
crazy.
drink
Yeah,
beer.
what
But
are you
like that's the
talking
kind of thing. And that what it does is like you're trying to talk to one person, but then maybe
Putting it out
50
to
other
everyone.
people feel like it's applicable to them. So then they all going, is that about me? I'm sorry. And you just
God,
cause
that's so
so much
gross.
shit. If you've got a problem with someone, say it to their face. It's an uncomfortable thing, but that person's going to respect you more if you do it.
Yeah.
Raina and I have fucking done it, haven't we?
Where we always
Rainer.
went face to face. Yeah.
Yeah.
We never did like fucking hidden shit like that. Because
Yeah.
I was like, no. That's going to get way too complicated.
But it's this thing where I'm like, hey, Rennie, I have a feeling you got a problem with this. Let's chat it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can get real intimidating, which it's a height thing, perhaps.
Oh, do you have
It
business
definitely
mod as
is.
well?
But
But Raina
I-
has business Raina.
Yeah,
I've
this
seen
mod
Business
is Business
Trainer.
Mod, yeah.
Have you been on the
I've
the
got boss
receiving end?
mode.
Boss Mod?
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
I've got me always.
Just Steven something.
How's that
Is that
going?
your impression of me? Here's my no love.
What?
What was that?
That was a terrible impression of you.
That was me?
We'll do yours again on me.
I mean, that's spot
Why am I
on.
like
What are you gonna
having
do?
an orgasm?
You're like a whiny
You do that
baby.
noise all the time.
Oh my god.
You kind of do. I mean,
Fine,
to be
that's
real.
fine. I'm just gonna.
Wow, it's like, you're so right, Stephen. I do sound like that.
I'm gonna do my best impression of you real quick.
I sound like a whale
Why are you taking
farting.
out a phone though.
Water down by the river.
River?
Sib did that to me on the way up. I was like, not you two. I got
Sib!
it. I got it. Oh, Kib.
Yeah,
Sibling.
Here's my best impression.
I always thought it was short for
This
sibling.
is my best impression of you.
Kib.
Oi!
What's happening?
What is that?
What am I going to Super Saiyan?
I don't know. I just love that video so much. It's
What
just,
is that?
just a man
What video
screaming.
it is?
Ugh.
That sounds like the opening theme for Mortal Kombat or something.
No, it's just YouTube sound effects man screaming.
Oh,
That's
I thought you were going to show
amazing.
me. Have you seen the Australian Outback guy who's got Gary the goat?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, where he like yells at the goat all the time. Yeah,
all
that's
the time.
amazing.
Fucking
Wait, there's a guy that yells
Gary.
at the goat?
Something such a cunt, Gary.
You've never seen that?
Oh, no, I haven't. I saw the guy that plays, I think, a violin, and all these cows come over the horizon
Oh,
and
yeah, I've seen
watch him like play the violin, and they all just kind of love him.
If I was a
That's my
cow,
favorite.
I'd want to see violin or
I
hear
would
it.
too. Yeah, I'd want it. And some of them like ran towards him from the horizon. They were like, "Oh, I want to listen right now." I just like animals, whatever.
It's cute.
Yeah.
So I think our time is getting to a close, but I'd like for us to say a prayer for SourceFed.
A prayer.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it obviously like put a whole lot of people on the map. Really, it made a lot of careers happen.
it really did.
It kept me in the country for a year and a half. Got to, shout out one time for that. Made some friends with people.
Yeah.
Got us to continue to work together.
Exactly.
I'm running out of things to say.
Well, I'm very, very grateful for the fact that they finally left SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd alone.
Yeah.
And it's now back to normal. That does
Yeah.
really mean a lot to us, I
We
think.
got cranky online
We got
about that.
real cranky.
We were like, no.
That was like, that wasn't even subtweeting. That was just straight up, let's start screaming right
Yeah.
now.
Bombardment, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You know what you did. But yeah, I'm really glad it's back to normal because, I mean, this is going to sound so shitty, but like, whenever I unsubscribed when I saw it because even the icon, if you change that, that's everything.
That was a wart, man.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
you know,
I'm
now
just
that it's
thankful for
back-
the friends I made and the career it's given us all here at SP7
Yeah,
and Boys Only Club.
Yeah. We're all
What does
somehow
KIB stand
connected.
for?
Oh my god, it definitely stands for something. But
Does it really?
It's something nerdy that he never will admit.
Oh, it's not like Clayton.
No, it's something
Clayton
like
is boy.
it's a gaming like Xbox thing. So you have to imagine it's one of the worst nerdiest things you can think of.
Claymore is. Damn it! What's like a nerdy?
Oh, it just stopped.
no, the camera
That's okay.
stopped.
We'll just
Click. What's his real name?
Clayton
Clayton.
James. Clayton James what?
his name is Clayton James Klein Blisson.
Klein Blisson.
Yeah.
Is he French Canadian?
Yeah.
Can he speak fluent French?
You can speak a little French, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, he's a sultry
He's
exotic
a
boy.
Sexy boy.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't say sexy boy.
Well, he's a bit of a rectangle if you
on
look at him
tape.
properly. He looks like a bit of a rectangle.
no, I know. I've always known
What, like
that.
Gumby?
Yes!
Oh, yes!
He's just like Gumby! Wow, that's amazing!
Does that mean you're the horse?
Yes!
What's the
I'm
horse
the fucking
called?
horse with my
Pokey?
cat tooth. I'm Pokey!
Pokey. I'll be a blockhead. No, there's another one in there. What's the other one? There's Gumby, Pokey.
Is there a girl?
There's a blue one.
Oh,
That's no.
I don't know anymore.
There is a girl. There's a girl. That's you.
There's a girl,
Oh my
right?
god, that's you.
Is there like a little yellow girl?
What's
Bye.
the theme song? Oh yeah, bye.